Umar Damagum's faction of the People's Democratic Party has called on security agencies to arrest Yayari Mohammed for impersonation and violation of court order. Damagum was suspended by a faction of the PDP and Mohammed was picked as his replacement. But an Abuja Federal High Court restrained the National Executive Committee and PDP's Board of Trustees from removing Damagum as the party's acting national chairman. Acting National Publicity Secretary Abdullahi Manga has now accused Mohammed of violating the court order that stops Damagum's removal from office. Manga spoke yesterday while addressing a press conference in Abuja. He said, the security agencies should go against Mohammed and others for impersonation and violation of court order. In the face of this reckless violation of a subsisting court order, we are hereby left with no option but to deploy the services of security agencies in the enforcement of the rule of law. On the issue of the court order, Manga said, no, the court order came before the supposed suspension. We were all here when the suspension came. That was far after the court order. Let me start with you, Chizzy. Of course, Waribani pleaded that you give your thought on this story first. So, Chizzy, what do you have to say about it?
I will say it as it is. In the first instance, if you have secured a court judgment, if you have secured a court judgment, and somebody is flagrantly violating that court order, what you need is to approach the court again. To say the court, look at what they said, the court will not give an order for the person's arrest. Or you go to police to incident a case. So the man, they do not have the right to say police go and arrest. After all, the police is not working, or, you know, they are not the commander. So all they need is to incident a case if there is any case to do. Because, for instance, the court has ruled, you know, except they have also appealed the court. You know, if they had appealed the court, of course, you come back to the status quo where it is. That's the good feeling about it. If you appeal, if there is an appeal, you go back to the status quo, and the status quo is Damagum still being chairman. That is the status quo until a court of appeal rules otherwise. And so, until that court, and again, if they have to go to Supreme Court, until that court also rules, and that will be the final. But right now, except the court, the party also deploys another mechanism of settling it, and in settling it, everybody have to be there. It's not whether them or not. They don't even need to. So what they would have done now is to approach the court to say that, look, oh, this is what we have done, and somebody is violating it. As soon as the court gives an order to that, they will arrest them.
All right.
That's all I have to say about it.
All right. Honorable Waribani, you are a PDP member.
Yes.
So go on.
My own issues is that the kind of way these men, in quotes, our leaders, tend to use judiciary to think they are smarting the system is what's bothered me much. That you know that this you are doing is wrong. You want to go to courts to take an injunction to stop this person from doing the right thing against you. That has been the problem of Nigeria. You get? Now, Damagum was in the NEC meeting. And Damagum did not present any court order. And why will he come with court order for the NEC meeting? If what allegation against him, you get, were wrong. He was suspended in his presence. You get? Damagum was suspended right there in his presence. And another person was asked to take over. Who was the most senior ESCO member? You get? To take over the affairs of the party. You now went again, after the meeting again, to organize the kangaroo suspension, or the people that suspended you, and brought up a court order. And judiciary are just being used. I think it is time to rise up for this Federal High Court Abuja. I'm calling on Nigerians to be watchful and rise up to their level to stop the Federal High Court Abuja from giving out incessant on unhealthy court orders and allow justice to prevail in Nigeria. For me, I think it is time for us to face reality. Let's keep politics and party affiliation apart. Let's talk about reality. If you are doing what is wrong, and people said you can no longer be here, why not go? Because, like my brother is here, time will come. Some of us will find ourselves in an elected position. shall we continue to these parts, this mess, destroying Nigeria, judiciary, with our own personal interests? Judiciary cannot no longer stand on their own and investigate something before giving a court order. So I can just leave you, Larisha, to this hour, the next 5 minutes. I've gotten a court order restraining you from sitting down here and airing your views. It's bad. So the whole problem now in the party, the judiciary has neck deep into corruption, especially the Federal High Court.
Are states also are states not culpable as well?
Well, no, that one goes in line with his sentiment.
Are
state high courts not also culpable? When
I say judiciary,
no, you're focusing on federal.
I'm focusing on Federal High Court because in recent times, most frivolous and unwarranted court orders are coming in from there.
Are state high courts not culpable?
Judiciary entirely is messed up by the activities of some selfish politicians.
So both federal and state?
Both federal government and the state judiciary need to be revamped. Okay. They need to revisit themselves and see how they can give it back to the people. Right. You get? We cannot continue to see somebody that people are saying this is bad. You will run back to the courts and ask courts to do this, to stop them from removing you when you know that you are doing a wrong thing.
All right. Chizi, what do you have to say as we close?
Yes, let me on this, right? I just wanted to say this. No matter how sickly we think the judiciary is, ours is to respect it or go to a higher court to quash it. The reason is simple. If we do not respect institutions, democracy is off. Without all of this, there's no democracy. But we must begin to, until we begin to graduate to a place where if a court has given a rule, then go to a higher court to quash the rule. Because if you say you have substantial evidence, because you see, if you say, people say, okay, if people morally speaking, people say we don't want you again. This guy has his own faction in the same place who says we want you. So supposing part of his enemies, like his brother Sim, would have gone to fund something to remove Damagum, it can happen. Or anybody could have done that. I didn't say maybe.
My brother Sim cannot do that.
I said maybe.
I can stand anywhere. I said maybe. I know that's what he does. Let me tell you. You have to respect the office of the governor of Rivers State.
I am talking about.
You must respect the governor of Rivers State.
I said the governor of Rivers State.
You must respect that. You must respect.
Your brother Sim would have gone to pay.
Listen,
for this thing, they are corrupt.
You must respect the office of the governor of Rivers States.
I don't
need for you to sit for me to respect officers.
I'm telling you.
What I am saying is that
listen,
he would have gone to do it.
My own governor, the Excellency Governor of Rivers State, cannot do that.
Okay.
And had not been doing that.
Okay.
Had not interfere into any judicial and into this.
No, that's what he's doing now. There are fragrances cases in
It's not doing it.
That's what he's doing now.
That's why you see, even when he was asked to withdraw for matter, he went and he doesn't have time for that.
No, that's why he.
Let me tell you. Yes.
It's enough.
It's enough. It's enough.
It's enough. Not one word from both of you at this point.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honorable Bani,
yes.
Thank you for coming on Open Conversation.
Are you closing up now?
I'm closing up. Cheesy, thank you for coming on Open Conversation.